Well, as they say, Houston, we got a problem. Alternator issue. If you're retired and you're looking for something easy to fix, cheap to fix, this is what you need right here. 1991 Ford F-150. You can get these pretty cheap. The story I got was the original owner, he had passed away. His daughter ended up with it. I think it needed painting at some point in there. Guy down the road painted it. He was a neighbor of hers. She didn't drive as much as she thought she would. A couple years later, she ended up selling it. That's how I ended up with it. So if you're looking for something economical, cheap, easy to fix, 1991 Ford F-150, 88 models, 87s, up to 90, I guess 91's the last year of this body with these headlights. Then you can go into 92, 93, 94, even 95. All right, let's take a look. So when I got it, pretty much looking at how I ended up with it. It looks like you put a bed liner in it, or spray-in bed liner, which is real good quality. I don't think the guy did anything more than maybe going to church, grocery store, fishing. There's no dents and dings in here. Real solid, clean little truck. Cold AC. Power windows and locks, V8 automatic. I put some good sound deadening in it too, so when you shut the doors, it's much quieter. Let me go over the problem I had. Real easy fix. The alternator. Being my old cuz, we was out looking at old cars, and smelled something kind of burning. Didn't know what it was. I thought, well, because I had put a new AC compressor on it. I thought it was the belt spinning or slipping on the belt, causing a little rubber smell that I was picking up. That wasn't it. I got over here and I got looking around, and man, there was a fire down in this little area right in here. This guy right here caught fire. Now, for whatever reason, Ford decided to split the main lug into two lugs right there. These big black wires that comes over and runs right into here, and they eventually make it to the battery. Not going to get very technical on you, but at any rate, I'm going to upgrade the alternator to this guy. This came off my 1991 Night, and it's got a one wire lug there. This is an older alternator, one wire alternator we have gotten off of our 79 Ford Fairmont. And if you don't know what a Ford Fairmont is, it's a whole lot like that little green car sitting there. That's a Zephyr. It's a Mercury version of the same car, which is considered a Fox body, like this Fox body Mustang here. Okay. Fairmonts and Futuras and Zephyrs are all the same under the hood, pretty much. Well, these vehicles are so easy to fix. Super simple. 2 bolts, pop this out, and I've got to loosen the belt up and pull the alternator out. I'll put the other one in. Now, the case of the alternator on this bracket, I haven't tested it yet. This alternator may be a little larger than that alternator. Sometimes you have to grind the bracket a little bit, just kind of clearance it just a hair to get that physical body, that bigger body in there. I've got some, this is my parts table for this little car sitting here. And I've got a couple of these brackets laying right here. So here's an example of that bracket. It's already been clearanced. As they say, clearance right there. That one needs a little more cleaning up to make it look professional. But you just give it a little clearance to get the alternator in. Swapping it out, you're talking about a 30-minute parking lot job. If you use it at the parts house, you can swap this out in about 30 minutes with another one. Problem is, you got to replace this plug now too, so that takes a few minutes. That's going to take me. I got to solder, cut this off, solder these two together. I'm going to put a pigtail on this because this alternator has another place for that pigtail to conveniently go right there. And we've got another little plug-in right here that matches up with this guy. So we're going to upgrade the alternator while we're at it. If I can stop making noise here. I guess I should have moved that before I started rolling. But again, clean little truck. Cold AC, smooth, quiet. Something that you can go, these little shows now are starting to like these trucks. Reliable. You can go to these car shows, these people are starting to like these things. It's got that new blue jean color. I think the original color was really close to it. So they painted the door jambs and everything. So It's a really good truck. They jammed it in and made it look nice. Can't find any kind of collision damage on the truck, so I think they put new headlights in it too to kind of clean those up. All right, let's get this alternator fixed. So I've got it out now, and I put my example bracket in that's already got the clearance made for it. Holes line up perfectly. It is Memorial Day today, and it's a little raining outside. It's not, there's no car show, there's no anything really going on today. So I don't know if the mic's picking it up. There's my other old beater. Yeah. I use this truck, guys, like a golf cart to run from here to my other building, back and forth. I really don't put it on the road much, but I don't need a $5 or $10 or even $2,000 golf cart. Got the bracket on. Got the alternator in the bracket. I got this little doodad. I'm gonna go from here to where it goes on the alternator up there. I'm gonna tape these off. I'm not gonna use them right now. We're just gonna put them out of the way. Actually, I'm gonna just cut this off right here and just tape it off. So I got a big heavy lug here running all the way to the alternator. Okay, just happen to have that in stock. I keep some of that stuff on. Later on, I'm going to do something a little fancier with some of these lugs. I've got a little lug kit. You can make your own lugs. All right. Use this tool right here. Put it on the end of the wire. And I want to put a circuit breaker in here. Or I can go from here to the circuit breaker, you know, and then from the alternator to the circuit breaker. I want to put about a 130 amp circuit breaker in here. And I'm not going to use these two small wires anymore. I may actually just cut them out of the harness. They come into this fusible link right here. And I can just, and all that, believe it or not, I don't know why, but all that current comes through this one little wire. I ran this thing 2 summers with no problems, and then the harness gave it up. So this is a heavy battery cable lug type wire there, so made for that. Plenty of juice there. Then I'm gonna come back, redo this wire and this one. All right, I'm gonna redo my grounds. If you ever have a vehicle sitting around 30 some odd years old, hard starting, and you know, just struggling to even turn over, it's not the starter, it's not your battery, it's your cables. Usually it's a ground or a hot wire that's causing that issue. All right, mission accomplished. I've got 13 volts actually, almost 14, and that's with the AC on. Compressor's running. Both these fans are running. Nothing's getting hot. I got the fan on high. It's already cooling us down in here. So, oh yeah, back in business. Alternator is actually doing better over here now. Let's see if I can get this on screen here for you. And then when I turn the headlights on, see where we are now. Yeah, so that's normal. Alrighty, back in the saddle. She's going. Got the alternator in, bracket on, air blows cold, lights come on bright, nothing overheating, nothing burning my hand when I touch wires, anything like that. Let me show you a recap real quick. So this magically appeared in my hand. I found it. This is a circuit breaker. It's a 200 amp. So I'm gonna put a marine one on here though. Kind of like them better. And it'll go in this little area here. And that way I have had where the alternator output's real high. I've seen that in situations. I don't know why it happens. It's only happened to me once in 25, 30 years. But your fusible link here, if it were to fail, I assume does its job. But it didn't in this situation when that alternator literally caught fire. It was burned out in here. You can see what's going on. I don't know what all was burning in there. I just know I had to put water to get it out. And after I unplugged it, I had to throw water in there. So yeah, it was kind of a weird deal. And not a lot of smoke coming out of it because it was running and the fan was blowing the smoke, what little smoke there was. But we could smell rubber burning in the cab. So truck was still running. Good thing is we were only about 4 miles from home, so I just pulled that out and pulled that out, hooked this back up, and pushed this to the side so it wouldn't short out, and was able to make it home fine. And we just didn't run the air the rest of the way. I would back it out, carry it down the road, but Memorial Day weekend today, and it is still, it's roughly 4 o'clock. It is still coming down out here. My son Jordan's working on his truck. He put the tent up over there. So yeah, it's not a good day to drive, especially if you want to keep it shiny. Well, I just couldn't help myself. Yesterday was Memorial Day. It was nasty. Today we got sun shining. It's been shining, I don't know, the last couple 3 hours. So I'm gonna take it for a little test drive. Well, all right. So far, so good. Air's blowing good and cold. Everything's running good. I'll go ahead and take it out here. I got a little spot. I'll take it about 4 miles down here, turn around and come back. I'm gonna put the phone down now so I can drive. Well, there you have it. Nice little 1991 Ford F-150. Great little retirement project. Good vehicle to own and insure, cheap to insure too. I think this is I've got it insured for around $15,000. So it's you guys may think, well, you may be overinsured. I'm not sure what values are in your area. Looks like I left headlights on. I was testing the amperage draw. But you know, this truck, you'll find comparable models, 10, 12, 13,000, 14,000. So 15, I've seen them in, I've actually seen them crazy numbers, 27, 28,000 for 4-wheel drives. 2-wheel drives, the highest I've seen is in the 20 to 22 range for this truck in this condition. So now granted, you could find some cheaper trucks. I mean, I got one sitting right over there. That's a friend of mine's. And my son's got a little F350 sitting over here. You can find cheaper trucks. You can find these in the 3,000 to 6,000 range. You won't have quite the paint and interior. You won't have the condition that it's in. It just will not be as nice. But I'm gonna take it to alignment shop in the morning. Probably go ahead and get it lined up. I've got a little bit of a pull going on I want to address. I haven't really put that many miles on the truck since I've had it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Yesterday was Memorial Day. I couldn't get out. It was just pouring down rain out here. As you can see, I've got some tracks where, you know, had driven in here. I drove my other truck in here this morning, in fact, to get my little water cooler drink container so I could go to the gym. All right, hope you enjoyed the video.